Okay, we are live, and you see the amazing, desperate bullshit in front of me. It's always something with these trending hashtags and trying to conjure up some movement. But I wanted to give my quick opinion on sell the SnyderVerse to Netflix. First of all, there is no SnyderVerse. The SnyderVerse is a wrap. They officially killed that thing 6 ways from Sunday. If you weren't gonna get it after the quote-unquote Justice League investigation, then you're obviously not gonna get it now after they said Zack Snyder completed his trilogy, and you're definitely not gonna get it with the fact that they put James Gunn and Peter Safran in charge of DC. Every time, I said this before and I'll say it again, I think that the Zack Snyder extremists are some of the worst comic book people in history. Like the most insufferable group that you will ever see on the face of the planet in comic book media for film. They have harassed people. They have made fun of Christopher Reeve's death. They have done things that is just unfathomable. Like this behavior is pathetic. And now we have yet another movement. First it was restore the SnyderVerse, I think first it was restore the Snyder Cut. Then they did that. Then it was restore the SnyderVerse, and now it's sell the SnyderVerse to Netflix. This is just fucking hilarious. 100%. Look, I don't think that Zack Snyder is the worst director in the world. He's not. He is kind of auteur. He is kind of one of those people that is kind of, would I say constricted? No, he's one of those directors that doesn't adhere to normal theatrical time, so he has to make like a 3 or 4 hour movie, and it is one of those traits of Zack Snyder. Everyone has traits to them, tropes, etc. He's not a bad director, but I think people overblow what he has created, because it's not like he made dumb ideas in the past before, you know, with how he was planning Justice League and how some of those ideas on the storyboards were kind of whack, especially, you know, the whole Superman gets cucked by Batman thing where like Batman fucks Lois Lane apparently in one of the Justice League 2 storyboards, but they said that was like proof in concept, but that was still pretty dumb on the writer behalf, on the director behalf, for allowing that to even creep on storyboards. So I don't know, but the deal is, like, he's not 100% the greatest director in my opinion. He's made some entertaining movies, and his fan base is just so annoying at each and every singular time when they talk about this guy, and I wish that he would come out and absolutely just denounce this behavior that people are on. As for the movement itself, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. The only thing that got restored was the Snyder Cut, and that was it. I don't think that WB wants to move in this direction anymore. They're done with it. They saw it as a loss. You understand? Batman versus Superman lost to Captain America, a hero that's less popular than Batman, I would argue. You know, that's just pure unadulterated facts. How did Captain America beat Superman and Batman in the same movie box office wise? In no world should that make any sense, as my dogs are like barking in the background. In no planet should that make any sense. I don't care if it's on fucking Krypton. I don't care if it's on Kahndaq. You could put it on any DC planet. You could put it on any planet in the solar system. Mars, Jupiter, Uranus. Who gives a fuck? That should never happen at all. ever. That should never happen. But it did. So it showed that the movie was, you know, not up to the standards of even beating the MCU at the time. And I don't like Batman v Superman that much. People say it's a unsung, underrated gem. I don't see the hype for that movie whatsoever. If I ever reviewed it, it's a couple of times I talked about it on this channel where I said Batman v Superman was just mid to me, and they really deduced Batman's intelligence a lot. So you got the world's stupidest detective in that movie as opposed to the world's greatest detective. This is, and the last thing is this new movement itself. And I know I went on several tangents, but again, it's something that I need to get off my chest about it. It's not only not gonna work, but why would WB do this? Why would they sell to one of their reigning competitors just to appease one man? Just to appease one toxic fandom? Why would they do this? I know why people want this. They want it because they want DC somehow back in Zack's hands. Zack is not the living embodiment of DC Comics. He is not. There's other works that are a lot more superior, grandiose. Even the Justice League cartoon kicks SnyderVerse's ass. It needed a lot more time to gestate, and that wasn't it. Like, all the characters were way more charismatic in the cartoon than they were in the actual film, and that's a fact. That's a fucking fact. The Teen Titan Cyborg, way better than Ray Fisher, and I stand on that hill. I will die on that hill 100%. They're not gonna sell to Netflix. It's not happening. There's no incentive, there's no reason to put this into the monopoly state. There's already companies that are being examined and looked at closely for acquisitions. So even if there was some planet that you live on, planet bumfuck, where you think this could happen, it just won't. Again, like, it's no business sense from these people on Twitter. Is no sort of mindset for thinking and how IPs are distributed and how they work. It is so annoying. It's like a lot of armchair analysts, they want to make up these stupid ass theories. DC is not, look, unless Zaslav decides to do 8,000 tax write-offs, and I doubt he will. I think they're trying to stop the bleed for WB. There's going to be people that look at analytics, and WB stock is going to be up and down just like every other company. I say just let James Gunn cook. It's a lot of people that's too harsh on that guy. We haven't seen what he has planned for his DC film slate. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And I guess it comes with the territory that, of course, Gunn was gonna get hate for addressing a lot of things, and also even pointing out the existence of the SnyderVerse when people ask him questions. But again, I guess when you're super active online, you know, as a creator, there's going to be people that will contact you, talk to you, and you get more of a idea of transparency than anything else. And I think it's due to that and some of the ill will that people have about not only his movies, but the fact that he got the chair over Zack Snyder, then it just causes a lot of pettiness. I'm not like that though. I'd say he should get the benefit of the doubt, and we'll see what happens when that film slate is revealed this month. I wish we got an estimate at the time of this recording. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I don't know when that's going to occur, but it's going to be something that's going to be in the eye of the storm for conversation yet again. And we need to give that benefit to be fair. There's no fairness saying, oh, just give it back to Zack and all this other shit. Snyder's done. He's working on Rebel Moon. So even if you couldn't rub two fucking brain cells together, he's contractually obligated to finish that series for Netflix. He wouldn't just immediately be able to work on SnyderVerse if fucking it was given to him, and then all of a sudden when I'm recording, like I'm telling you, I'm doing this live because my fucking tablet got like 3,000 notifications. But anyway, yeah, he would have to finish out Rebel Moon, and after finishing out Rebel Moon, I almost fucked that up. But after finishing out Rebel Moon, then he could work on the other stuff. I don't know, it's just ridiculous nonsense. At the end of the day, that's what this whole movement is. That's what the SnyderVerse is. It's turned into a big comedy act harbored by the Joker, and he's the one getting the last laugh. It's fucking funny. It's fucking hilarious. I think people should just cool out, and we'll see what happens for the future of DC. It's a 8 to 10 year plan from Gunn, and we barely just hit baby steps. I don't believe that the first release will even hit from James Gunn until 2024 for DC. That's what I'm expecting. I think after they clear out this current state of movies from Aquaman, Lost Kingdom, and then The Flash, and then Blue Beetle, and whatever else is coming out this year, I think that maybe after that and a little after 2024 will be the building blocks to the new DC. And it's cool to be worried because they're resetting the timeline, but I think the reset was something that needed to happen. Well, I'm saying reset in a sense, but I know it probably will be a reboot to some extent. Whether soft or hard reboot, that remains to be determined as I correct myself on that. Still, I suspect some actors are not going to be in certain roles, and the way it's being set up is they're going to tell some prequel stories. I expect prequel stories about Superman, as James Gunn already talked about. I expect prequel stories about other characters as they come into the fold for the new DC universe. And I expect Flash to change shit and New 52 stuff up just because the immaculate speedster will roll right through. It sucks losing Cavill. Cavill's loss really is something that just sucks. I wish I would have saw him be Superman more, but I'm willing to give this a chance if it turns out to be really spectacular. And I have faith because, again, I like Gunn's movies. I enjoyed Guardians. From the bits of Peacemaker I saw, I enjoyed that. I like the Suicide Squad. It's not like they got a mid director, a mid creator to make these things. Gunn can create entertaining movies, and I hate when people pit Gunn against Cavill and Zack Snyder. That makes no fucking sense. Gunn is the one who wrote for Dawn of the Dead remake. He's the writer of that movie, and Zack Snyder is the director. They don't hate each other. You go to Cavill, they had a gentleman's conversation and they moved on to other projects. Gunn is doing DC, Cavill is working on Warhammer. They're happy people. They're not dwelling on this bullshit like others. Like, you guys like to dwell for years and years and years and cry and moan. Keep watching Zack Snyder's Justice League until the tape runs out or some shit. Like, focus on that. Watch that movie like 8,000 times. It was made for you. I think that's all you're gonna get. You know, it's other things out there to discover, and it's not like the past has been ripped away because you got what you wanted with the Snyder Cut. This fucking February movement is gonna fail. It's gonna suck dick, and you will be the witness to it. So that is the end of this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I'm sorry I got some technical interruptions, a few interruptions from my phone and dogs, but I had to do this on the fly. This is why I like recording at midnight because it's super quiet and the dogs are sleeping. The little motherfuckers are asleep. Motherfucker, they are just tired out. But hopefully you like this and found this rant to be entertaining in the very least, because I'm a huge comic book fan, I'm a huge DC fan, I'm a huge Marvel fan, and I just had to speak up about this because it's the second or third or fourth time I saw this stupid ass hashtag, and it needs to die. I'm Renegade Operative. I will see you guys next time. Later.